we've got a player and a coach now that have two completely separate belief sets. And look, Stephanie White was angry when she made those comments. So you can bet one thing, I'm going to be watching and paying attention to Sophie Cunningham's minutes. If she all of a sudden has a reduction in minutes playing,
the WNBA is facing one of its biggest controversies yet, and insiders say panic is spreading behind the scenes. Leaked audio has sparked intense speculation, with claims that the truth is far different from the United Image fans have been shown. Reports suggest serious tension inside the Indiana Fever organization, where a heated conflict involving Sophie Cunningham, head coach Stephanie White, and Caitlin Clark has allegedly pushed emotions to the breaking point. According to the story, Clark was furious and demanded answers about why she kept becoming the center of controversy, while Cunningham's actions reportedly created even more division within the team. As the drama exploded online, the situation grew so massive that it became a national talking point. Now many believe the league is dealing with one of the biggest public relations crises in its history. At the center of it all is Cunningham, known for speaking her mind and refusing to stay silent on controversial issues, making her one of the most talked about figures in women's basketball today.
Sophie Cunningham says, the article says, you say she's a MAGA Barbie. As some corners of the internet have taken to calling her, projection, she says, because of what she looks like and where she's from. She'll weigh in on how to, quote, protect women's sports, she says, because she's in that world and feels qualified to speak to that world. Quote, I got a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans. And I'm like, I never once said that, she says. I think that I'm here to extend love, but I also think with that love is truth and being honest. And I want to protect young girls in the locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Now, prior to yesterday's game, the Indiana Fever media, they flooded Sophie Cunningham. Apologize, Sophie, apologize! How dare you! And then Sophie Cunningham says,
in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children.
Sophie Cunningham recently addressed criticism over comments she made about women's sports, saying many people were labeling her without listening to what she actually said. She explained that she has been called names online because of her appearance, where she is from, and her views. Cunningham insisted she never said she hated transgender people and instead said she believes in treating everyone with respect while also supporting policies that protect women's sports. She added that she believes girls should not have to compete against biological males in female sports and that she stands by those comments. Before an Indiana Fever game, reporters repeatedly questioned her about the issue, but Cunningham calmly responded that she had already made her position clear and called it common sense, adding that protecting children is important to her. Her remarks quickly spread across social media, where many people praised her for sticking to her beliefs, while others strongly disagreed. Claims that the team's management or coaches tried to punish or silence her, or that insiders confirmed retaliation, have not been verified by credible public evidence, so those allegations should be treated as unconfirmed rather than established fact.
And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah, do you see your advocacy on that, like taking any form going forward?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so I think in the future, it's just really important to protect.
Do you think, I guess along the line like that, it goes against perhaps, some people might say, hey, for the trans community, this could be something that could come back on us or be targeted against us. Like, how do you, I guess, view that sort of critique?
You know, like I said, I extend love, and I don't dislike anyone.
Behind closed doors, rumors began spreading that Sophie Cunningham was facing serious backlash inside the organization. Some reports claimed she could lose her starting role, face disciplinary action, or see her playing time reduced because of the controversy surrounding her comments. These claims fueled speculation that speaking out on personal beliefs could come with professional consequences. As the story gained momentum online, many fans questioned whether the team was trying to avoid more public attention. However, there is no verified public evidence confirming that these alleged punishments or internal decisions actually occurred.
When it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so,
Damn. Sophie, I said what I said. Whoa. you know they were hoping that Sophie Cunningham would apologize, would walk back all of her words that came out in that article. You were hoping. Sophie Cunningham played 7 minutes in the first half after doubling down on what she said. Folks, I don't remember Sophie Cunningham playing 7 minutes in a first half all season long in the game that she played it. But then after that, you have the Indiana Fever putting out a statement. Our players are thoughtful adults with their own perspectives and voices, and those views are their own. We are committed to welcoming fans from every background and treating everyone with respect. And that
Before any rumored disciplinary action could become official, the controversy grew even bigger as the debate spread far beyond basketball. Public figures, politicians, and people across the country weighed in, turning the story into a national cultural and political discussion. Supporters of Sophie Cunningham argued that she had the right to express her views, while critics strongly disagreed. The growing attention made it even harder for the Indiana Fever and the WNBA to manage the situation. However, claims that the White House officially backed Cunningham or that the presidential administration intervened on her behalf are not supported by verified public evidence. What is clear is that the controversy expanded well beyond sports, drawing nationwide attention and placing the league under intense public scrutiny.
Well, I said what I said, Cunningham told reporters. Or rather than me just saying that, let's hear from Sophie Cunningham herself. Listen to what she had to say.
Talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
I stand with Sophie Cunningham. I stand with Riley Gaines. I stand with them both. I have 2 daughters. They don't participate in sports, but if they did, that would be my position. And I think it's important to emphasize what Sophie Cunningham said a bit further. She said, I think I'll always believe that. I think it's really important to protect children and that little girls who are also involved in that category. So I stand on what I said, and I will always believe that. She claims she's not a political person, but she does have morals and beliefs, and she will always stay true to them. When asked if her stance could negatively impact the trans community, Cunningham said she's not speaking out of hate. She doesn't dislike anyone. She says, quote, I think there's room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations, you actually have a lot in common with a lot of people. I'm there to love, but I'm also there to love biological women, and I think that there are rights that need to be protected. And like I said, I'm going to stand true to that. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that, but I have never once said I hated the trans community. Like I said, I think there's space for...
As the controversy continued to grow, the team's public relations response came under heavy scrutiny, with many fans criticizing how the situation was handled. Online debate intensified, and speculation about tensions inside the organization spread quickly across social media. Some commentators claimed the growing pressure had weakened confidence in the coaching staff and affected team morale, but there is no verified evidence confirming those claims. At the same time, Caitlin Clark remained at the center of intense public attention after a season filled with hard fouls, constant media scrutiny, and non-stop debate about her treatment on the court. Reports that she exploded in anger or confronted coaches over the situation, however, have not been confirmed by credible sources. While emotions surrounding the controversy were undeniably high, many of the dramatic claims circulating online remain unverified.
Sneakers on today. Before we start with questions, I just want to address, what's going on with AT. I think first and foremost, it's that to protect our players. We've got to continue to support our players in our league. We get to play a basketball game. And AT was exactly right. Like, we get to play a basketball game. And yes, that's going to come with criticism. Yes, that's going to come with fans and the love-hate relationship that they have with players and teams. That is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that are online doing this, do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league
is about inclusiveness.
Do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league is about competition.
Our league is about competition.
Our league is about elevating.
Our league is about elevating.
Elevating women.
Elevating women.
Elevating marginalized communities.
Elevating marginalized communities.
Including and in being inclusive of all different walks of life.
Being inclusive of all different walks of life.
That is what our league has always been about from day one. That is what our league will continue to be about. And we will continue to compete at a high level, hold ourselves to a higher standard, continue to be on the forefront of social norms, and we will continue to support one another collectively as a league. Players, coaches, staff, support staff, everyone. We're about elevating. We are not about demeaning, demanding. We are not about continuing this narrative.
Rumors quickly spread online about an alleged locker room confrontation, with dramatic stories claiming Caitlin Clark strongly defended her teammate and challenged the coaching staff. Some social media posts described a tense emotional moment after a game, fueling speculation about growing frustration inside the organization. However, there is no verified evidence that a secret locker room recording exists or that Clark made the statements being attributed to her. What is true is that Clark's influence on the Indiana Fever and the WNBA has made every team decision a major talking point, and any controversy involving her attracts enormous public attention. As debate intensified, many fans argued that disciplining a high-profile player or one of her close teammates could create a significant public relations challenge for the franchise, but claims of an organized rebellion or league-wide panic remain unconfirmed.
That was fired for sexual harassment. Brianna Turner made us all aware of that earlier this morning, late last night. Indiana Fever put out a statement about that. Quote, protecting our players and employees and maintaining a respectful professional workplace is our top priority. Our policy is to take concerns seriously, investigate thoroughly, and act promptly when appropriate to protect the people in our organization and ensure everyone is treated with professionalism and respect. Fostering trust and safety in that process means we do not comment on personnel matters involving former employees. Now, I'm not sure what people were expecting the Indiana Fever to say. I guess they wanted names. They wanted allegations. Now, this is the thing. If we get a name on who allegedly was getting harassed, well, then the person who was doing the harassing now will feel inclined to speak up and give their side of the story. And the truth lies somewhere in the middle. There's one side, there's another side, and then there's the truth. So what Brianna Turner has done, she's opened up a whole can of worms. Because I'm seeing people speculate, oh, it was this person, oh, it was that person. Well, this person or that person comes forward and says, I was the one that got da-da-da-da-da, and these were and this is what happened to me, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, that person that did it will probably have to feel emboldened to protect their name. Interesting. The Indiana Fever responded quite quickly to the Sophie Cunningham. They responded within 24 hours to the Sophie Cunningham statement, and they responded within 12 hours to the Brianna Turner statement.
The Indiana Fever are facing intense public scrutiny as debate over the team's direction continues to dominate headlines and social media. Fans remain divided over the coaching staff, player relationships, and how recent controversies have been handled, leading to non-stop speculation about the franchise's future. Some believe major changes could be coming if expectations are not met, while others argue the team simply needs time to move past the distractions and focus on basketball. However, claims that the organization is in complete chaos, that federal authorities intervened, or that Caitlin Clark is leading a revolt against management are not supported by verified public evidence. With the postseason approaching, all eyes remain on how the Fever responds on the court, as every decision is likely to be closely watched by fans and the media alike.